episode 9 of Trev's Hockey Show here on Trev TV. I'm the Trev. Y'all know that. If you're watching, if you're tuning in, that's too sweet. Anyways, I want to start off this episode by welcoming the newest addition to my hockey knick-knack collection, which I might make a video on. I mean, it's not so much mine as much as it is the family's, but we'll cross that bridge if and when we get there. If so, it'll be a small video. But anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Newest addition to the hockey knick-knack collection. How sweet is that? Guy at work advised me I should find a garbage can for this, and I told him I'd find a better home for it. So that's going in my keepsake box. Anyhow, I'm still kind of debating whether or not I should make this video, because draft day is, well, round 1 of it is in the books. It's come and gone, and it wasn't all that eventful. I mean, there was a lot of talk, a lot of rumor, a lot of hype, but your bigger deals, the ones you expected to happen, didn't happen. I mean, before I get off to reviewing my thoughts on the draft, let's go over the trades. Now, with me on this video is the NHL app. As always, when it comes to the videos like this, it's probably one of the best things to have. Where's the trade tracker? There it is. There it is. 2 of these trades happened in the draft, and it really didn't affect much other than positioning, but we'll get there when we get there. But first trade of the night happened before the draft. That's when Colorado picked up Brooks Orpik and Philip Grubauer from Washington for a 2018 second round pick, which was number 47. Well, maybe you'll see Grubauer get some ice time in Colorado, fighting on that number 1 job with Varley. Maybe it's the end of Varley in Colorado. Who knows? I mean, he hasn't had the best seasons, but you know, we'll get there when we get there, right? Why did I just back out of trade tracker? There's the two that happened in the draft. The first trade of the draft, period, didn't really happen until the Rangers got up there with their 22nd pick, which they sent to Ottawa for picks number 26 and 48. And this is all in this year's draft. And then St. Louis picked up number 25 for Toronto's 29 and 76. Or for St. Louis acquired 25 from Toronto for their 29th and 76. Wow, it's not even Wednesday and I'm dyslexic already. Yeah. But yeah, just effective positioning, if anything. I mean, see what happens with Grubauer's situation. He is a restricted free agent with arbitration rights, so you know, maybe he'll get a good payday. Who knows? But again, cross that bridge when we get there. Moving on to the draft itself, I mean, it wasn't really a surprise that picks 1 and 2 when Buffalo drafted Rasmus Dahlin with the first overall pick. You know, he probably was the best player in the draft. You know, maybe second Swede, drafted first overall, right behind Matt Sundin in 1989. I remember that day. There's not many days that stick into my mind photographically. That's one of them. And that's just because it was such a big deal. Oh, hey, first Europeans drafted first overall, yada, yada, yada. And, I mean, he had quite the career, you know. I mean, Dahlin will probably get a spot on the Sabres as early as next season. I mean, I'm sure that he'll have some learning curves along the way, but most defensemen do. It takes them a while to develop, but who knows? I mean, he could be very NHL ready. Andrei Svechnikov went to Carolina with number 2. No surprise. He'll probably crack the lineup. Couldn't see why he wouldn't. Montreal went outside the box. They didn't draft Brady Tkachuk like everybody thought they might have. They drafted Jesperi Kotaniemi. I hope I pronounced that right. Out of Finland, who Central Scouting had him ranked number 6th as far as international skaters was concerned. No, I mean, he's a big center, so that works in their favor. So, good for them. Ottawa drafted Brady Tkachuk, obviously because he was still available at number 4. He was ranked number 2 amongst North American skaters. He'll probably crack the lineup. Again, couldn't see why not. He's a Kachuk. You get everything you want out of him, I'm sure. And then Arizona drafted Barrett Hayton out of the Sioux with number 5. Again, thinking outside the box. That's what Arizona does. It could be for a number of different reasons. 60 points isn't a bad thing to have on your resume. 21 of those were goals, 49% of his face-offs. He won. So, you could look at it from just different standpoints, and maybe they're looking at the analytical standpoint. Who knows? Philip Zadina went to Detroit with number 6. It's a good pickup for Detroit. Very good pickup. Whether or not he's in the lineup right away, who knows? Hopefully. They need a spark. Quentin Hughes went number 7. Well, good to see one of the Hugheses is finally drafted. Next year will be Jack Hughes. That reminds me, number 4. I'm curious why Ottawa didn't give up number 4. But I'll get into that after I'm going over the top 10 here. Number 8 was Adam Boqvist out of Sweden going to Chicago. Small defenseman. That was the theme with round 1. Small puck-moving defenseman. I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but I think as far as forwards and defensemen was concerned, it was pretty even. Vitaly Krasnov from the KHL, I hope I pronounced that right, was drafted by the Rangers at number 9. They're talking mostly about his KHL playoff experience. 11 points in 16 games. So, those Russians are not a tricky breed, but when they catch fire, they catch fire. And rounding out the top 10, Evan Bouchard from the London Knights went to the Oilers. 6'2", 195. That's a good size for a defenseman. But later on in the draft, they made a huge deal about it. Small puck moving defenseman. Small puck moving defenseman. That's not a bad thing either. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. The first round, like I said, was pretty uneventful. No big trades that impacted the draft status at all. And who knows, maybe they're coming on day 2. But I can't really predict the future. So I would hope there is. I'd hope there's something. Because other than that, it's free agency day after that. That's all kinds of fun in itself, but it's not now. Not when you're going through the withdrawals. Like I was talking about, though, with the Ottawa at number 4 selection. I'm surprised they didn't give it to Colorado, because part of the Matt Duchene deal, when it happened, was a first rounder either this year or next year, all depending on Ottawa's preference. Now, if they suck next year in the 2018-19 season, and I have a funny feeling they will, they're giving Colorado a high draft pick, potentially first overall, depending on where they'd finish in the lottery. Some food for thought. Maybe everything's coming up Avalanche. So that's my video reviewing day 1, round 1 of the 2018 draft. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Your viewership always means so much to me. Always does, always will. Find me on Facebook, find me on Instagram, tell a friend. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe on the way out if you want to. In the meantime and in between time, keep on the lookout for videos from Trev. Later.